All right, guys, how's it going? So we're going to turn it up a notch on airbrushing. Today, what we're going to try to do is basically kind of like a window, broken glass with some lightning behind it. I'm going to show you how stupid easy it is to do lightning and broken glass. The window frame, you don't have to do. I'm going to kind of make it look like a metal window frame around the outside edge here, and you can kind of use whatever size you want. I'm just going to use, I have some 1.5-inch tape. I'm just going to use that. You might need, it's a painter's mask. Might need something like that. Not really a painter's mask, but like a tracing masking paper, something sticky. You don't have to. If you don't want to, you can use that. I'm only going to use 3 colors. Silver, which I got some silver here. I'm going to use white and blue. I mean, it's a transparent blue. And I'll talk as we go and just kind of explain some things, on how ridiculously easy it is to do broken glass and lightning. You will need something to blade, like a razor blade or some kind of cutting utensil to cut your paper. I'm going to use this to cut anything I need to cut, whether it's the masking tape or the tracing paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my head. I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna do it's gonna be like a brushed metal look. I already went ahead and got this prepped to just black. It's airbrush paint. One of the cool things about airbrush paint is I can paint this, come back to it 3 months later, blow the dust off of it, and start painting again. It's not like the automotive paints where you have a certain amount of time to be able to recoat before you have to sand and rebase it. So airbrush paint's kind of cool in that fact that you can just start on it and come back to it a couple days later, a week later, a month later, whatever, and just get right back into airbrushing. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna do the sides. I'm gonna lay it out. I'm gonna lay it out. You don't have to. I might take this and cover the middle. You don't have to use this if you think you're good. Can control it good enough. You can just have a tape edge. But I'm gonna make a border, and then I'm gonna get ready to do it. The other thing we might need is like a scratch pad. We're gonna do a couple things. We're gonna put a little bit of clouds in the lightning, because lightning, and you gotta remember, where does lightning come from? And we'll talk about that a little bit later on too. But one of these to be able to scratch it to give it that brushed metal look. So let's get started. All right, so first I'm gonna use this as my distance. I'm gonna kind of line it up there. This just gives me a distance so I have my border for the inside. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Line that right up to the edge. Use the straight edge. Tape has a straight edge. Use it. Okay, so I kind of made, this is my frame, but I need to cover this up in here. So you can either just take this, run this over it, and then cut it out. Just for the sake of time, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna use my tape just to kind of cover it up. Push it down. You already got your straight lines in there. Take your blade. Now don't push super hard, but enough to cut the tape. Line that edge up right with the other edge. Always give yourself a little bit of a tag line, so you can cut the, you can grab a hold of the tape and cut it. Now here, since I already have an edge there, I can theoretically just cut it in here, okay, just like that. Of course, I got that little piece there, not that big of a deal. So it might take a little bit to set this up. In the beginning, I don't need to do that. I'm gonna cut that right there. Okay, so I got that. I'm gonna peel this off. And to prep the panel, this is just a panel. You can get one of these panels at, you know, Lowe's or Home Depot. It's actually a 4x8 piece. Dropping my stuff, 4x8 piece. You know, and I cut it down into like a, you know, 16 by 16 square. You can get it, it's 4x8, and you know, it's, I don't remember the exact name of it. But it's white on one side and brown wood looking, kind of like a particle board on the other side. Or whatever you want to spray it on. You can get a piece of metal. There's a reason I did black underneath of it, because when I do that brushed metal look, you know, I want it to look like a brushed metal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it look like there's joints here. Okay, so I'm going to have, this is going to be separate than this one. These two are going to be the same. These two are going to be the same. So just to kind of keep it easy, I'm going to go corner to corner. Put that like that. Just remember what, you know, you're doing these ones here first. And take it corner to corner. Okay, oops, see, I almost did it. I was looking at this one. Okay, so we're gonna go corner to corner this way. So I wanna make sure I'm doing these two, not these two. Okay, so we're just gonna push it down a little bit. Okay, so I got my, my metallic auto air colors in here. It's kind of thick. Now you wanna put this on a little wet. And I recommend putting rubber gloves on, because you can end up getting it all over your hands. All right, so you want to put it on kind of heavy, and then you're going to take this, and I want the brushed, I'm going to have it kind of go, you know, I'm going to pull it off this way. Okay, so I'm going to do is I'm putting it kind of heavy. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to scrape it off. Scrape it. I'm just going to do this. Okay, and then I'll just pull this down here like that. And then here I'll go out that way. Okay, so it's going to give it a kind of a, kind of just a little different directional thing. So you're going to put it on, but don't, I mean, you don't want to, you want to put it on, you know, kind of heavy, kind of wet. That way you can brush it out. Okay? So I'm pulling the trigger back full. Kind of wet, real heavy, real wet. And as soon as you're done, you're going to take it and you're just going to pull it up. Don't go back and forth. You can scrape it off as much as you want. You don't want to go back and forth. You want to try to keep them all going in the same direction. I'm going to do the bottom one. On kind of heavy. Take this. I'm going to go the same direction. I'm going to go down. You don't have to push super hard. You know how hard you push is, you know, depend on you. Okay, so that's it for that. So what we need to do now is dry it. And what we could do is, let me grab this. You can use a heat gun. Heat gun it. You know, or a hair dryer. I usually use a hair dryer, but I don't have my hair dryer here. I'm just kind of dry it off a little bit. And this is water-based paint. You know, water likes air to dry. So, I just dry it off. Okay, so you kind of see it's kind of dry, you know what I mean? Maybe a little bit longer. I mean, you don't want to heat it, you just want to dry it. You know, you can hold it here and let the air blow across it. Either way. I like using a hair dryer because this heat gun gets pretty hot, and we don't need it to get hot. Okay, that's it for that. Set that down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna switch sides now. So you will see it gives a nice little edge there. I'm gonna try to get right on that edge where you were before. Again, use the straight edge. Tape has a straight edge, use the straight edge. Okay, so you use this nice straight edge. Get it lined up pretty good. Remember, always give yourself little tag lines to get a hold of. Make it kind of easier to pull your tape off. All right, so now we're gonna do the other sides, and we're gonna pull out this way. Everything ready here. And this doesn't matter, it's spitting a little bit because I think I only put a little bit in there. Not a big deal. And I'm pulling up. Notice I'm not coming way out here, just where I need to go. I'm keeping it gonna keep it straight. You know what, let's put a little bit more in here. Yeah, I'm running low. Okay, again, I'm just gonna pull this off the side. Try to keep the same pressure. Okay, we're gonna come back to this. We're gonna need this. I'm actually gonna do something else to it. We're gonna need that later. So I'll set that aside. Get my heat gun. Dry it up. You know, as you're drying it, actually, you could probably pull this off if you really wanted to. You see how it leaves that nice little edge right there? Kind of looks like it's separate pieces. Like it was put together. Okay. I got a little fingerprint in there, but that's okay. I can live with that. Okay, so we got it all dried out now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take this off, and I'm going to cover the brushed metal. So we're going to get underneath this. Okay, now we need to cover that up so it kind of looks like a little window frame there. It's relatively easy. Again, use the straight edge that the tape has. And let's go right over top. The straight edge. And you're not going to get crazy with it. Just real quick masking it off just to cover it up. You want to make sure it's dry. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now when you're doing lightning, okay, you got to go fuzzy. So you got to pull it back and kind of go fuzzy on there. not super heavy. You don't want to get here and do that. It's just nice and light. Okay, and always remember, lightning has no set patterns. Okay, it doesn't like, oh, gotta go this way, then this way, then this way. No, lightning goes all different directions. There's curved ends to it, there's sharp corners to it and everything else. So we're gonna pick an area. And we're gonna start, I'm gonna have the lightning kind of end down here somewhere. Okay, but going back to, remember I said we were gonna use this. I wanna make some clouds because, you know, really can't have lightning without clouds. So I'm just gonna tear this up, different directions. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna use this. This is gonna be my cloud. Okay, so remember, you know, I'm gonna go here, but remember lightning usually comes underneath the cloud usually. Okay, so we want it here, so we wanna highlight a little bit. So I'm gonna put a little, just a little bit, super light. As you can see, super light cloud right there. I might put a cloud over here, you know, and then maybe something right in here too, just a little bit. Okay, so that's where it's gonna light up. I'm gonna have lightning come from those areas, okay? Again, what's the rule of airbrushing? Fuzzy to tight, dark to light. So we're gonna make fuzzy lightning bolts, okay? So again, you're not gonna be in here making a real sharp line. You're gonna be back a little bit, nice and easy. No tight line, nothing real tight, okay? Nice and fuzzy. Okay, so I'm gonna start out of here. I'm gonna pull back and I'm just gonna go fuzzy. And what that fuzziness does is it gives it, you know, the glow. So when I come in here with the other colors, because I'm gonna use blue, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna use blue, and I'm gonna make it like a blue lightning. Okay, let's have lightning come out of here. Again, it's fuzzy. Okay, we can make them pretty much, come here, go down. Okay, then you got some points. Sometimes lightning comes off of points. And everything's a dagger stroke still. Like I'm still ending in a dagger stroke. Okay, you can have some come off of here. You know, this one come off of here a little bit, fuzzy. Okay, so you notice it's all kind of fuzzy. Nothing's very set in stone. You can bring it back, make it a little bit fuzzier, just a little bit. Okay, just kind of getting a little bit. Okay, fuzzy. And I'm keeping it pretty basic here. Okay, I might have one come off of here a little bit, just a little one. Okay, maybe something come off of here. Okay, and down in here, like where the lightning's hitting, I'm gonna make a little bit of glow. So I'm gonna pull back. As long as my gun's gonna spray again. Get a little fuzzy down in here where the lightning's hitting. Make it a little bit brighter. Okay, maybe have a little one come off of here. A little fuzzy. Okay, so we got some fuzzy lightning in there. So now what I wanna do is I'm gonna come in, and I'm gonna make a real tiny little line and try to follow my fuzzy lines. Okay, so we're gonna make little tiny lines inside of these lines. Okay, so I'm gonna come here. Okay, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna start. I mean, you can have it a little brighter up in here where the lightning starts from. And I'm gonna come in here. And I'm gonna make little lines and I'm gonna follow the fuzzy lines I just did. And I'm gonna have one come off of here. Now usually when they're coming together, might be a little brighter right there. Come in here, and it doesn't have to be exact. You know, don't try to make a straight line, because you know lightning's not set in stone. Gun's acting up as always. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here and come down. Boom, a little bit of light brightness right there. I'm gonna come over here. Again, I'm ending in a dagger stroke. So it's kind of looking like a little bit of white lightning right now. Okay, I wanna make that a little fuzzier, a little brighter. Come in here. And again, it doesn't have to be exactly in the middle. You know, the more sporadic, the better. Because once again, lightning it's not wrote in stone what it needs to do. Okay, a little bit of little brightness right there. Okay, so we got some lightning interchanging in there, and you can always come in. Again, the fuzziness around the lightning is to make it, to give it that glow. Okay, so we got our clouds, so I got to put a little bit, kind of lighten that up a little bit. Okay, just lighten this up a little bit. Give a little bit more glow. Oh, forgot one coming down here. Now you can have like a name in here and it can go around the name. Remember, the brighter you make that white, the brighter it's gonna be. Okay, and I'm keeping it pretty basic. Okay, so that was that. So we're gonna let that dry. I'm gonna clean this gun out real quick, and then we're gonna come in here with our transparent blue. You need transparent because you won't see the blue color on any of the black. So the transparent blue you're not gonna see on the black, but you're gonna see anywhere where there's white. Okay, and again, if you want something a little brighter, come in here and just make it a little bit brighter. Okay. All ending in a dagger stroke. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this gun out. I'm gonna come in and get it with the transparent, but I'm gonna need to get a different gun. Well, actually, I can just dump this in there. Because this is for my this is the gravity feed, this is for the siphon feed gun. So, I'm gonna get this cleaned out. Okay, so I got my blue. Now I'm gonna come here real light. Okay, just real light, just for a little bit of color. And I could have made the fuzzier areas a little bit. And I'm just real light. And you can make your lightning any color you want. So I just kind of went over this. Okay, then we're gonna get the heat gun. Dry it up. Okay, and again, the fuzzier you make around the lightning, the brighter it's going to be. I could have made it a little bit brighter, but I wanted to just kind of give you a basic idea. Just make the fuzzier a little bit more whiter. Still come in with the hard white lines when you're done. Okay, so that's that. So I'm going to clean the gun out again, and then we'll move on and try to do the broken glass. Okay, so I got my gun cleaned out. One of the downsides about the gravity feeds is you gotta literally clean it out. The siphon feeds are a little easier to clean out, to change from color to color, or use multiple guns. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my masking material here. I'll take my gloves off, might be a little easier. Okay, so I'm going to cover up, and I'm going to cover pretty much the majority of it. Okay, so I'm gonna just gonna cover it up. You just want to push it on so it sticks. Okay, so now we want to draw the broken glass. Okay, so honestly, however you want to do it. Okay, so you can make something similar to that. Then you come with your blade. And you're gonna follow it. Don't push super hard. Just enough to cut the material. I'm going to follow that all the way out to there. I'm going to take this all the way out to here. Okay, and I'm going to make a little couple shards of glass floating. Okay, so let's just do a couple shards here. You know, a couple pieces that are floating down there. Okay, so let's cut that out. Okay, so I got that cut out. Okay, now this is you kind of want this top part to stay a little bit. You want to make the glass display has a little bit of depth. Okay, so you're going to want to peel this off. Try to get some things to stick. Okay, you want to make sure it's sticking. So what we're going to do here, once I get that all pulled, okay, so we got that pulled, and you don't want to ruin this. All you want to do is you're just going to shift this a little bit. It's going to give your glass a little bit of depth, a little bit of shape, and you might want to pull it down a little bit, kind of go down and over or whatever. Okay, and try to re-stick everything down. Just trying to push it down real nice and easy. Okay, so I have white in my spray gun. So all I'm gonna do is just dust over a little bit of white, not hard. I'm not coming in here and hammering it hard. Okay, I just want a little bit. Remember, it's glass. We just want a little bit in there. So the one thing you want to do is you've got a couple little areas where there's some points. You can get a straight edge. You know, you can get I'm just going to use this. So I don't have a straight edge here. I'm going to make a straight edge here. And you're going to see it's going to be like a little straight edge template. It's like a little straight edge right there. So I want to make it look like there's a line there. So I'm just going to dust a little bit on there. Not a lot. There's one right there. I'm going to dust a little bit on that. A little bit more. Okay, making it look like there's a line there. I got another one right here, tiny, tiny, tiny one. Again, all I'm doing is going corner to corner, dusting a little bit of paint on it. Everywhere else is pretty good. Okay, so that's pretty much it on that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this here. Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to peel this off, the top one off. Okay, I'm going to peel the top one off. Now, windows usually have a slight little sheen to it, to where, you know, it's like almost a reflective sheen. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just put a couple real light passes going across there. Okay, just a couple little, just making it look like there's a little sheen going through there. Okay, just a little bit. You don't have to go real heavy. Again, remember it's a window. So once you do that, we're gonna peel that off. We're gonna peel this one off. Of course, I did forget one thing. I forgot to do that over this. So let's see if I can reuse the bottom half of that tape. Okay, so we're gonna get a couple little dust there. All right, so there we go. So then we got that. And we're just gonna unmask this. Okay, and there you go. You got kind of a broken window. Broken window with lightning going behind it. Again, as always, get an airbrush in your hand. Play around a little bit. Talk to you later.